Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I am doing my paycheck to paycheck budget, and what we're going to do today is we're going to close out paycheck 1. We're going to fill in all the numbers and see what we have left because tomorrow is payday and my husband gets paid and I need to balance forward anything that is income from paycheck 1 to paycheck 2. So I'll balance forward here, and then I'm going to put my husband's budgeted amount, and then we'll see what the paycheck is after that. So I'm just setting up the budget for paycheck 2. So we're doing a closeout and a setup. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and get my notebook ready, and I'm going to zoom in closer so you can see the numbers and see how I decide to make how I make decisions on what has happened in paycheck 1. So I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So here is my paycheck 1, and all the deposits that are going to come in for this time period have come in, and I have them all set up and ready to go ahead and calculate. Now you will see I have been doing some adjustments throughout from transitioning from May to June, and these numbers weren't accurate here, and I finally got to the point where I matched my bank account with my budget sheets. And so this is the actual number. And so I have that adjusted. I don't really calculate. I have a column for over and under. It just is there to remind me what's over, what's under. You can total it up, and it does add up if you do the numbers right, but I just never really mess with it. I just enjoy having it over there so I can see if I'm overspending, underspending, if I got to save anything and things like that. So let's go ahead and total up what I did have for balances for paycheck 1. So this balance forward is from the last day in May going into June for the first of the month's pay. For my husband gets government checks, so he gets military retirement check, VA disability, VA education, and then our son pays us rent. He gets SSI money, which is supplemental security income, because he doesn't have a job and he has an intellectual disability. So he pays us rent. We provide groceries and housing and all the things, and we also use that to pay for his medical insurance to be with the same doctor that we have, so as a family doctor. So that's what we have there. And let's see, so all this comes on or just before the first of the month, so it happens all at once. And then I transferred $250 from our savings account into our checking account. So my husband, because he was traveling on business, when he travels on business, he has to pay out of pocket for things, and we have like $800 put aside as cash reserved for those transactions, and he usually takes out $250 at a time as he needs it. So we'll go ahead and total all these numbers. So we have 60401. Now that I know the actual number, this totaled to be $4,390.56. $664 and then 2 cents. Those 2 pennies is the 2 dividends. I don't charge my son pennies. And then $250 for travel deposit, a travel expense deposit. That gives us, yes, because that number had to be changed. All right. An actual number of $5,908.59. That's pretty good. And then what I'm going to do here, so my husband's travel claim or travel charge has not come through. So he has not taken this $250 out. So what I'm going to do is put an actual of $0 and then over $250 here. And what that's going to do is balance forward. It's going to free that money that I'm reserving for that up in paycheck 1 and give me a balance forward number. Oh, I can't show you the bottom. When I get to the bottom here at this number, that will be my balance forward number for paycheck 2. So all it does is carry the money over. It's just sitting in the bank account waiting for it to do its job. So our VA education, I did transfer that into our savings account. Mortgage came out as usual. Greater Europe Missions came out. It's an automatic payment as usual. Helping Hands come out as automatic as usual. Natural gas, I had already gotten the bill, so I knew exactly how much we were going to pay. Geico has not come out. It's scheduled to come out on the 9th. Today's the 10th, the day before payday, and it hasn't shown up in the bank. So I'm going to put $0 I know it'll probably come out at midnight tonight. And then I'm going to put the 107.43 over here. So again, this money wasn't spent. I need to make sure it's in the balance forward going forward from paycheck 1 to paycheck 2. And then Humana Health, which is my son's insurance, comes out, and it came out as usual. And then Boss Land and Lawn, I pay the guy checks, but it takes him a while to get the deposits, so I'm going to have to balance that forward. Oh, I wrote it in the wrong place. It has not come out yet either. So I want to make sure that money is reserved. And so I'm going to put $0 here. I'm going to put $55 here. And then once the check comes out in paycheck 2, then we're good to go. So property tax, that check finally came out. I originally budgeted for May. I had to carry that balance over, and then it came out in June, and we're good to go for another year. So, and that's our vehicle property tax, not our house. So grocery household, we had a budget of, let's see, $400, and we actually spent, and if you saw my weekly check-ins, what I do is take the total spent in grocery household for week 1 and week 2, and that gives me my total spent here. And here we spent $450.26, which means we were over by, get my red pen here, $50.26, which is what my weekly check-in says. Restaurants, we had $260 budgeted, and we spent $167 and, oops, not 40 cents. There we go. And so that difference was pretty good. We just didn't go out to eat as much. We were traveling, we were doing a bunch of things, but we didn't go out to eat as much, and that's okay. So we still had left over $92.60, which matched the weekly check-in, $92.60, and this will all balance forward or carry forward into paycheck 2. $220 for miscellaneous. We actually spent $423.09. So that far over budget actually ate up a lot of the buffer that we had. So we did use the buffer, but then transactions didn't come out, so we still have money in the checking account. This was a big whopping, let's see, $220 minus the $423.09, with an overage of $203.09. Oops, and I did the wrong color. That happens. So I finally found the $2. If you saw my weekly check-in, I'm like, I'm gonna have to find the $2. I just punched the wrong buttons in the calculator. It didn't go anywhere. I just wrote the wrong number down. So $203.09. Originally my weekly check-in said $205, and I was off by $2, and I didn't know why. It was just because I hit the wrong button. It happens. So here we have gasoline, and we spent $135.92, meaning we were over by $35.92. So because we have zeros in these 3 areas that were pretty high dollar, I was over budget by the category, but I had the cash in the checking account because these hadn't cleared, and I still had a little bit in the buffer. So yeah, it worked out okay in the end. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend going over like that, but yeah, it was just things that happened, so that's what we did. Mostly miscellaneous. And the problem was I didn't budget for pool supplies like chlorine and shock and all the things that you need for the summer, and filters and so on and so forth. But that's where why that money was over. So let's go ahead and total up. How much we spent in our expenses here in our bills, and find out what the actual number is. So we have $733.20 plus $1,980.06 plus $231.75 plus $200 plus $47.98 plus $459 plus $588.88 plus $450.26 plus $167.40 plus $423.09 and plus $135.92. All right, so our total spent in this category, or in this section, I don't know why I said category, bills and expenses, so far for paycheck one was $5,417.54. And if I take that number and make it a negative and then hit the plus sign, I always forget to do that, and add, and hopefully this number comes out the way I expect it to, add the $5,908.59. I have $491.05, and that is exactly the number I'm looking for. Yes, I am so happy. So this is the number balanced forward, 49105, and if I log into my bank account right now, this is the number that's in my account. And so when midnight hits tonight and my husband's paycheck shows in, then we'll know how much he got paid. But we're going to go ahead and run a budget for that, and this is the money that's already sitting there. So I'm going to add those two numbers together to get paycheck 2 budget set up. So let's go ahead and get into that. I'm going to take this, I'm going to move this in here, and here we go. So, oops, there we go. All right, so balance forward is where we're going to start with. You can call it balance forward, you can call it rollover, you can call it last month's pay or last month's income, whatever you want to call it. It's totally up to you. What makes sense to you is the way you should do it. This makes sense to me. I've always called it a balance forward because I'm taking the balance and moving it forward to the next pay period. And I'm going to go ahead and put the actual down, $491.05, and just put it there, because I typically don't do the paycheck 2 budget or the next paycheck budget until I'm very close to getting the paychecks. So sometimes it runs as actual numbers. Now, my husband's salary is $2,313.28. I do think they're going to bump this to 30 cents. It's only 2 pennies, but we'll wait and see when his paycheck gets here. So these are the two numbers I'm working with. And let's start with 49105 plus $2,313.28. All right, so we have available for the budget side, $2,804.33. So that's the number we're working with, and this is the number we need to stay in budget with. And hopefully we have money left over, and that would cover anything that may come up that we're not expecting. So we're going to fill out the bills here. So what I'm going to do is write out the titles of the bills, and then we'll go through and do the numbers together. So I'm going to fast forward through this part and be right back. Okay, I am back. So I have everything I need here for my titles on what we're spending. And so let's fill in the numbers that we need to make sure we can pay for our bills and our expenses and our spending categories. We'll have all that taken care of and still have money left over from the budget. So travel expense, that was $250. Since it didn't clear with paycheck 1, I moved it to paycheck 2 and zeroed it out over in paycheck 1. Geico, the same thing, $107.43. Boss Land and Lawn is $55. I'm waiting for a specific check that I wrote on May 27th to clear, and it just hasn't cleared yet. Hasn't even hit the bank, so I have no idea. Let's see, electric. So electric is, I'm looking at my list here, $116.30, and that's because we've been running the air conditioner, and it does get hot here in Virginia and very humid, especially close to the coast. Tithe is $310. This is our tithing to the church. Life insurance for 4 people, I have here $87.56, and then Vivint is our home security system, which is $56.46, and Sprint is, where is Sprint? It is $289.04 for 4 phones, completely paid for. So we own all the phones and the insurances that go along with those phones. Boss Land and Lawn again is $55 on the yesterday, or actually today's the 10th. I should put the 9th. He actually came a day early. He called me and said, hey, can we come a day early? Because my schedule booked up too fast. I'm like, sure. I don't care when you cut my grass as long as you cut it. So that's what we did there. Now for the budget for Paycheck 2 includes grocery household for week 3 and week 4. So that's 2 weeks of groceries. And what we budget for that minus what we were over budget right now is sitting at $349.74. Restaurants, we have $352.60. So if we don't have enough in grocery household, we can borrow from restaurants to do that if we need to, because I don't think we're going to be going out as much. My husband, as I said before, is traveling, so he's not here, and we're not having dinner dates and stuff like that. Miscellaneous. I only have $16.91. I overspent on week 1 and 2. And this is what I have left for week 4. Week 3 I overspent already too. So I'm trying to stay within the budget that I do every month, and that's why that number is so low. And then gasoline will have $64.08. So this will be enough for me because I'm the only one driving right now until my husband gets back. And yeah, I can definitely need 1 more tank of gas. And that should last me till the rest of the month, because I'm not going anywhere the rest of June, I don't think. Unless I decide to and get a wild hair to do it. I don't think so. So what we're going to do is we're going to total these numbers up, and we're going to see how much our amount is that we're going to plan to spend in our bills and expenses here, as well as our spending categories that I'm budgeting for Paycheck 2, which is week 3, and week 4 in my weekly check-in. So let's total this up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the total of all that is $2,110.12, and we're going to put that here at the bottom as my totals. Now this is what I'm budgeting for Paycheck 2. That'll be from the 11th, I think, to the 24th, if I'm not mistaken. So $2,110.12. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that number a negative, and then I'm going to add this number here at the top, and this is definitely more income coming in to cover all those expenses. So $2,804.33 gives us an amount that we can income minus expenses here. This is what my buffer is. This is what's sitting in the checking account, and all its job is to sit there unless I need it in between now and the time, anytime during Paycheck 2. If I need to use that money for something else that was unbudgeted, that I wasn't expecting, this is the buffer in my checking account. This is what's going to sit there, and its job is to sit there, and it'll either be spent on unbudgeted or rolled over into Paycheck 3. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom you guys back out, and we're going to close out this video and take care of that. So I'll be right back. Okay, so this is it. This is closing out Paycheck 1, giving me a balance of what's in my checking account and double checking that as to the balance in my actual checking account numbers, and closing out and make sure if that everything cleared, and the ones that didn't clear get moved over to Paycheck 2, and just moving that money over and setting up Paycheck 2, giving me more accurate numbers on what's happening next. So yeah, this turned out pretty well, even though there's a lot of overspending here in Paycheck 1. We still have plenty in the budget to cover, and we have almost $700 left over in Paycheck 2 to put in our buffer of our checking account, and we'll see if we need to use it or not. Hopefully not, but you know, there are some couple things that I'm thinking about doing, and a little fun activity at the end of July. I don't know if you guys know, but my son and I actually love going to Raleigh, North Carolina, to GalaxyCon and meeting celebrities and wrestlers and all the things, and they're open for GalaxyCon this year. Don't have a lot of people lined up just yet, but it might be fun just to go because we didn't get to go last year, and we've gone every year for about 3 years in a row before that. So it's just something we love to do, and we really miss it. So hopefully we get to do it again. So if we have leftover, we might use that to buy our tickets and stuff like that and see what's going on. So yeah, I'm really excited. The budget looks good. I'm feeling good about everything. I know these things didn't clear. This is an automatically withdrawn from my account. It should come out tonight. Not sure when that's going to happen. And as soon as the check clears or gets deposited, it'll clear the bank and it'll be fine. I'm not worried about the landscaper because I just saw him yesterday and he didn't seem to have any questions. So that is it. So this is my budget for Paycheck 2, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of my videos on budgeting or faith, subscribe to my channel and check it out. So I will see you guys next time. Have a blessed and amazing day. Bye.